when we're talking about Bob Filner was mayor, you were actually the first prominent person to ask him to resign or demand that he resign. And I
And you were
remember,
the person who called me and asked me whether I'd faxed him a letter to that
yes,
effect. Do you remember that?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I remember the circumstances. It wasn't just, we were still to learn about all the accusations women had brought against him. This was your concern was primarily about, at that moment, some of the things we had heard about that he was doing to, the word extort is hard, but really push developers who were building things in the city of San Diego to go beyond what they had already agreed to mitigate with the city and actually, support some pet projects of his own. And you felt like that had crossed the line. I think there was something interesting in that because you are part of a world that really pushes developers to conform to the law. You sue them, you do all these things to get benefits for the community or for your clients out of it. And you felt like that was almost like a corruption of that whole system. Is that fair?
Yeah, look, the process is sometimes messy and it's far from perfect, and we all need to do our best to make the process better. But at the end of the day, no matter who you are, if you've done what the government has required of you and you're following the rules, it's improper for any public official to try to strong arm you and to threaten you and to deny you of your rights. I'm not on too many developers' Christmas lists or Hanukkah lists or Kwanzaa lists. You pick the list. I'm not on them for developers. But it didn't matter because right is right. And shaking down developers and holding up their projects to get donations for this cause or to try to extract concessions after they had done everything they were asked to do. Look, it's the golden rule. That wouldn't be okay if they did it to Scott Lewis. It wouldn't be okay if they did it to Janet Smith. And it's not okay just because it's a developer.
Well, Cory Briggs, you're running for city attorney. Is there any last thing you would want to tell the voters about why and what you would keep in mind if you got elected?
Yes, I think you should make sure your audience understands that we're gonna be a fully transparent city attorney's office. Unless the law requires that something be kept confidential, the public will be entitled to see it. We're going to put out all of our advice publicly in advance, and we welcome the scrutiny and the feedback. We will start, the city attorney really is the gatekeeper of bad behavior. That's what, if you read what the voters did when they created the elected city attorney position, they wanted a gatekeeper for bad behavior. They wanted somebody who's just going to make sure we keep the bad stuff out of City Hall. We don't have that right now, and the public deserves it, right? The good cops deserve it. Black San Diegans deserve it. Everybody deserves it. Pick your issue. Everybody deserves to have an effective, transparent, accountable gatekeeper against the bad behavior, who's willing to make the tough calls and take the criticism when that happens. And I won't duck that.
Cory Briggs, thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, Scott.
We'll probably bring you on again before this all gets resolved. I appreciate you coming on.
I look forward to it. Thanks very much.